Hey, if you are interested in learning more about drawing, check out my second channel. There you will find very useful short videos that you will not want to miss. Subscribe!